Good morning, everybody. It is 6 o'clock on the dot, and man, getting a late start. I got here at 4:30, and put the boat in the water. I loaded up I'm taking out. I still have 40 more traps to go to put in the water, but it is extremely rough. This wind is not laying down. We've got, right now, the wind is blowing 27 to 31 miles an hour. And it's just way too dangerous to have 40 traps on the boat. So, because the last time I took 45, but I dropped a lot of traps right when I came out to the ocean side. Now I'm much further down where I need to add these. So I probably have to pull traps, I don't know, half the day before I get to where I'm going to start dropping these. So I don't want to be so top heavy in these dangerous seas. So I'm bringing out half now, bring out half next pull when I come back out. But yeah, I got here and I got to the marina. These two guys, man, I feel so bad for them. They're older guys. They just bought a boat. They were already here trying to figure out how to put it in the water. And they came and asked me, hey, you speak Spanish? I need some help. I don't know how to read the GPS. And I went over. They're never been out on a boat before. And I told them I would highly advise you to wait until the sun comes up. I should have been already pulling traps. But, helping somebody like that, you never know. Those poor guys could have got out. They could have gotten seriously hurt. Going out on a boat, it is... you need to do some homework and get familiarized with some things before you just go out, especially at night. Navigating at night is the absolute most dangerous thing that you could do, especially for your first time ever going out on a boat. And I programmed for them there how to get to where they wanted to go. They want to go out to the channel that goes out to the ocean side, which is it's called Caesar's Creek. That's how we get out on the south side, to go out to the ocean side. So they've got it there with the line going to it, and they're waiting for the sun to come out so they could see. But poor guys didn't have a transducer on the boat, and it makes me nervous to see people like that. So I told them, go out, drive around. They definitely want to go out and drive it, and I get it. Brand new boat, you want to go out on it, wait till daylight, drive around a little bit, you know how to come back, go home. I showed them my channel. Watch all these videos. You're going to learn a bunch of stuff in our Boating 101 playlist. We cover so many things there for beginners, and then also in our Garmin playlist we cover a lot of stuff, how to use the chart plotter, how to read it, how to interpret the symbols, all of that stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll go ahead and drop the thumbnails of what those look like here, and you can see them on my page under the playlist section. All the playlists are there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this channel. Today's gonna be the same thing, guys. We're gonna have so much water coming over the bow. I need to, once I get all these traps into the water, and then I essentially have almost double what I had last year, I really need to see if I can get some money and wrap this thing with some isinglass to try to mitigate some of that saltwater spray that's coming in. It's unbearable. All this camera equipment's getting wet. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull some traps, and I've got a line that's got like 20, and that one's closer to shore, and I think I'll be able to record there without too much saltwater spray. But those are the most shallow that I have. And then as I go along, as the day progresses, the wind is supposed to die down to about 15 miles an hour, is what they're projecting, for about midday, 1 o'clock. So if that happens, it'll be a lot better, and then I can keep recording. And then obviously, as we always do, we'll bring you back at the end, show you what we caught, and let's go. Let's get out of this channel and pull some traps. We are expecting, I say we, me and my whole family, expecting, a pretty good day with these additional 45 traps that we pulled out. And if you haven't seen it, you missed the last two videos, I came out, I pulled all the traps, I dropped a batch of 45, and then I came out the following day, and my son came with me, and I took everything that we had inside of Biscay Bay. It's already slowing down, and I put everything out on the ocean side. So if we landed in some good spots and the crab is moving, we should have an excellent, excellent day. Let's go get it. All right, guys. Just as I suspected, it is nasty, nasty, nasty out here. Man, not only is it rough, but I am very, very tired. I just have not stopped since this whole season started. I mean, we started putting traps at night and getting all these other traps built, and I still got 20 more to go after this batch, but I will tell you, I've already pulled 25 traps and I only got 32 claws. So, I mean, it's not, you know, I mean, it's a worst case scenario. I like to average at least a claw per trap in the worst case scenario. And we're right about that right now. It is deathly slow compared to last time. The good thing is, bunch of traps that aren't catching anything, but we had a trap with 6, another one with 6, and another one with 4. So 60, half of it came from 3 traps. So you know, I'm hoping, it's promising, there's going to be some traps that are gonna do well. This is a brand new line here that we put last week. Man, it is gnarly. This is cameras with this motion that they have, they don't do it any justice, but it's really nasty. All right, let's see. Let's see what this line does. Oh, we have a couple in here, a couple claws, but it's a big, big difference of what we were seeing last week and the week before. We got two and the baby ones, but we'll take it. And when I say baby ones, guys, they're not really babies. It's just what the fishermen say, the baby ones for the medium-sized claws. Those are the ones that they're the smallest legal size that you could get. And they are the least favorite by everybody. So when we make the least off of, they have the least amount of meat. So hard to sell. But, you know, we get 4 buckets of those. It'll still pay for expenses. Man, this is... This wind is just unbearable. Does not make for a fun day to pull traps. So I'm gonna pull here with you guys. I'm gonna pull some here. I can't really go too fast when I'm recording because, you know, I try to narrate for you guys what I'm doing, so you kind of follow along and see. But today is just not a good day at all. I really, really don't want to ruin more camera gear. So, okay, a couple more in here. I'll take that, 2 per trap. It'd be really nice if the 2 that we were getting were very, very big ones, but so yeah, today's gonna be a long day. Just thinking all the traps. Today is the first day with 160. And at this late start that I got today, but I've been thinking about those poor guys all day. I hope they're all right. You know, I mean, that's time well spent if you save somebody from getting hurt. But it's got me like way behind schedule right now. And with the seas how they are, I mean, normally, you know, in between traps, I could, you know, step on it in between traps. I mean, it is so nasty that I have to go. I mean, when I'm not recording, I go faster, but I don't want to get all this camera gear wet. Ooh. Oh man, it is a good day to be home doing a barbecue. But we got to get the crabs. We got bills to pay. So much salt water in my eyes. No cloths. Logbook's all wet. Everything's wet. Guys, this is what we were all, well, not worried about. We knew it was going to happen. This major slowdown. I just hope that we got some pockets that could do well. Major, major, major slowdown. You know what happens is it gets so slow you can't even come out in a week because you can't even cover your expenses. And you got to start giving the traps, you know, 10 days, 12 days. It starts getting very nerve-wracking. I mean, I had a lot of trips last year where you give it 10, 12 days and you come back and you still can't even cover the expenses. And we're hoping that it doesn't get that slow this year. Man, I did not think it was going to be this rough. It's supposed to be less wind than when I came out on Saturday. It's supposed to be less, and it definitely feels worse. I'm telling you, I want to be a weatherman in my next life. Nothing. Oh boy. Well, this is pretty uneventful. It is a big, big difference from what we were seeing the last couple weeks. But this is the name of the game, you know? And these waves are big. So here in this line, I got 10. And, you know, I guess it's pretty uneventful, but it really shows you what it's like when it's slow and what all the fishermen have to go through. And that's why this crab is the most expensive crab that you could buy. Because it is so hard to get. And as you can see, they're not like lobster. This guy might have one. This one here, it's good. And that's it, one. So this coming week, I will be working on the remaining 20. You can see here, I got 20 on the boat today. I got the rest up in the bow. I'll be working on the remaining 20 that I need to drop, and I'll be dropping those when I come back out. I was hoping to get some good data out of these traps and have a good idea of where to drop these. But clearly we haven't landed anywhere that's a home run, at least so far. I still have another 100 traps when I'm done down here in Key Largo. I'm working my way north. Somewhere along the line, I'm hoping to hit some good patches. I don't know if you can see with the head cam just how the water looks like murky like that. That's because there's so many waves that it's stirring up. Imagine like a snow globe when you shake it. That's what happens to the ocean with all these waves. And not the way that we wanted it to go. Another 0. And I was really excited about these, hoping that they would do well, because what I did is I extended at the end of where I finished. I just kept dropping. And they were doing good last week, you know, and the week before, all those out, you know, where I ended. And now we are getting a lot of 0s. Isinglass that I want to put on the boat. This is expensive. It's probably going to cost me somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000. But it'll block, you know, a lot. I won't block all of it, but it's going to block a lot of the salt water that's being sprayed on my face. go. I see a lot of legs. Let's see what we got. We're already starting to see a lot of crabs with no claws. Okay. You got a lot like that in the trap. It's pretty dangerous to stick your hand in there, especially when they're this size. Oh, look at this claw. This guy right here twisted his claw and it stayed that way. And guys, I don't know if you noticed there how the crab just let go of his claw. That is a safety feature that they have, not a feature, but 3, 4, 5, so they can let go of their own claw to, you know, when they're scared and they think they're in trouble, they let go of their own claw. Right, and then the claw regenerates. Oh man. That's why when I was holding it, showing you the other claw, he just let go of it and fell to the floor. Same thing happens with other legs. They regenerate all their limbs. It's pretty cool. All right. We gotta open up another bucket of pig's feet. I'm gonna drop this one, and then I'm gonna take that empty bucket and fill it with water. I'm trying to set this boat up ergonomically correct, and I want to keep bending my back in order to start clipping the buoy on the trap puller there. And I don't have to bend my back 200 times a day to pick up the buoy. So, I gotta fill it with water so it doesn't flip. But by doing that, you know, I have the bucket with the claws that I'm grabbing higher, so I don't have to bend over for it. That's why I made this little table. Just trying not to bend over, because at the end of the day, you can't move. All right. I am really tired. I'm worried I'm gonna have a tough time today. I gotta finish all of them, no matter what time it is, because you just can't afford another fuel bill to come out, you know? Oh, man, I keep banging this camera. Can't afford another fuel bill to come out, so I gotta go all the way till sundown, if that's what it takes. And today I'm off to a slow, tired start. So after this trap, guys, I gotta try to make up some ground. And I'm gonna put these cameras away so that I can speed up here. And I'll get wet, but I just don't want this microphone, all this stuff getting wet. Oh boy. I'm telling you, somewhere we're gonna hit a good batch. Somewhere we're gonna get it. Where, I don't know, but I'm hopeful. All right, so now we're 35 traps in, maybe 40. I yeah, I think it's around 30, 35. But, oh man. Guys, I'm gonna keep pulling. I'm gonna bring you back when I get further along so I could try to make up some ground for the late start, and these rough seas really don't help you pick up some speed. But hopefully when we come back, I'll have a bucket of crab at least. Let's go. All right, guys. I have been pulling here since I left you. Oh, for a time check, it is 10:43 in the morning, and I have pulled 80 traps already. And golly, these seas you're banging into everything. I'm sore as hell already. I got another half to go, and I still got to drop the 20 that are on the boat. So that hour, man, it would be great if I had that hour back from this morning. It'd be 9:43. Oh man. So here I'm gonna do 10 traps, and then I'll bring you guys back a little bit later so I can try to keep, speeding up. And it's just so rough, man. This saltwater spray, if I go a little bit faster, it just keeps coming over the bow. 123 claws and 80 traps. A little bit better than a cooperative trap, so it's pretty good. Still really need to do better than that. But so far, I'm very thankful with what I've caught. Some rough days last year, rough days. Now, if you remember how I told you that I left those traps in the bay, I had one day I pulled 50 traps and I got 6 claws. 6 claws. Oof. Man. When I wasn't recording, I would just seam through this and just keep taking the waves, but I don't want to get all this wet. My microphone, I got it right here on my suspenders. This is just unbearable. I feel I can stand over. I'm still like a quarter mile from that one trap. The very first one. I mean, it's just so rough. Everything is getting soaked and wet. But this is the name of the game for stone crabbing. I mean, I don't know about the west coast of Florida, but here, northeast winds are just coming straight across the Atlantic with nothing stopping it. And on our coast here, the East Coast, we get pounded with this rough weather. All right, let's see how this one does. Zero. Come here, buddy. Little itty bitty baby lobster. Oh, Nelly. Okay. Man, and these traps were doing excellent. The first pull, now there's like 15 here. I extended it on each side So first pull, I got 30 claws here and 5 traps. This was a home run. Now, of course, I bring more traps, and it's not off to a good start. I don't know if you've been following along in the videos where I mentioned that we get these surges of crab throughout the year. I'm not going to move them because I did well, very, very well here. When they would come, it just, you know, you get a few of them throughout the year, handful of them. So you got to be, that's why I like to write down the data, so that I can be in a good spot, you know, where I caught crab last year. And hope that they walk through the same spot again this year. Oh man. Right before I started recording, I had a water, a Red Bull, and 4 Motrin. It is just so tough when it's rough like this. Current is ripping. That's why I'm having to pull these ropes. Oh, Nelly. This is not good. So this is kind of how it's been all day. You know, you get a lot of traps to 0, and you hit, you know, a couple traps that have some, and that's how it is as you go throughout the season, or at least it's how it's been for me. Very, very rough today, man. There's only 2 other commercial guys that I saw. Captain Pedro, that I talked about in the last video, who gave us some intel that we put some traps there, and that was the best producing line that I've done so far today. We gotta go ahead and give Captain Pedro a bottle of his, well, he likes to drink, because he helped us out. This is what I was afraid of. New traps not landing in a good spot. Oh, but this is how you have to trial and error. And it's crazy. I've had lines that catch, and you add traps to it, and they don't catch. And I put traps on either side of it, and they don't catch. I will tell you, I got about 500 waypoints from last year of where not to put traps. I guess as time goes on, I keep getting more and more waypoints. Oh, I thought it was under the boat. Okay, see some legs. Oh, little baby. Oh, like this. We're gonna be done in no time, but this is not what we want. We need crab. Love to show you some crab. Really haven't had anything be great. I think I had a couple in the morning. I had a couple 6s and I had a 7, but everything has been pretty steady. Oh man. Oh, look at that lobster coming out of the top. I remember when we were commercial fishing for lobster with my dad and my grandfather. Traps are coming, lobster hanging on the outside of it. When it's good, whoop, here's a little baby guy right here. So you're free to grow. When it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's dismal. But same thing as when we started out, it was pretty slow. Then you hit some good patches. You know, you're not gonna catch them everywhere. But I was really hoping to get like 3 or 4 buckets worth. I'm on my second bucket, but it's way down. It's way down towards the bottom. Here we go. To show you guys what a crab looks like. Ho ho ho! Almost. 4 claws. The bucket's a little bit less than half. Not too shabby. But those big ones, man, those are the ones. So again, like I've always told you guys, really don't get focused so much on the quantity. It's really about the quality. You know, these bigger ones pay a lot more. So at the end, it all comes down to the weight of each claw. You know, if you remember that last trip, I caught 55 pounds, which was less in that 2-day period, was less than what I caught the previous week. But it was more dollars because the claws were bigger. So, size matters for crab. And there are some big old yachts cruising around. So if you're wondering why it looks like the rope is slipping, it is slipping. I kind of take the pressure off of it as the trap is coming up to slow the speed down on it so it doesn't hit the boat, and then I let it come straight up. 4 claws so far in this line. Now we've got 1, 2, 3 more left. But now you guys can see this is the reality of stone crabbing. And it's not like lobster. These lobster traps, you know, they get a lot more than one in a lobster trap. So that's why lobster price is a fraction of what crab is. It's such a hard fishery, and the volume of catch is a lot lower. Oh man, nothing. Okay. I'll tell you what, that Motrin water and a Red Bull combination really got me feeling a little bit better. Let's hope it makes it for, man, I would say another 4 hours. So time check, 11:01 in the morning. I got up this morning at 3:30. So this is one of the new ones. Okay, we got one in here. One claw and a little baby lobster. Okay, one claw is better than no claw. So we will take it. Write it down for the log. 1. So I got one more left, guys. I really thought this was going to be better. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the microphone, and I got to put these cameras away. And then what I'll do is, you know, I'm going to try to pull as much as I can, because I'm just, you know, 11 o'clock. I'm way behind where I want it to be. I know we got one more. Sorry guys, one more. And then I'll go ahead and put the cameras away. This might be the home run. This might be the home run we've been waiting for. But yeah, now this week, when I get back, you know, we get back tonight, I gotta cook all this crab, clean the boat, take the crab to the market, and then I gotta start working on building the remaining 20 traps, painting buoys, cutting the ropes, put the leads on the ropes, and then mix and pour the cement to get those out next trip. And then hopefully I'll get to some normalcy. not running non-stop day and night in between pools. These are too small. This guy here maybe is good. Nope. All right, so not the home run, but I mean, caught crab. But just they weren't the right size. I mean, you know, when I look at that, at least we caught the species. It's like fishing, you know, you can't control the size of what bites your hook. So to me, you know, even if I got crab and they're small crab, it's a good sign that it got crab, you know. Maybe next time it'll be 3 big ones. So 5 claws. Pretty uneventful. But now I got all these traps still on the boat that I have to drop, and it's going to be a lot of work here. It's the second half, but I also have to drop traps. So when you're by yourself doing that, I mean, I got to take them, bring them to the back, put the bait in it, get the rope out, and then use the autopilot to drive for me. It gets complicated. So I'm gonna keep pulling. 11:07. Hopefully I can pick up some more speed here while I'm not recording, and I will be back at the end, show you what I caught. Hopefully I got 3 or more buckets to show you guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys. I am done. I'm ready to get this thing, to step on these 2 Mercuries and get back home. I am beyond tired. This was an extremely difficult task today. I've never pulled 160 before. So I pulled 160 and I dropped 20. So I'm exhausted. Really turned out to be an excellent day. I had an unbelievable middle part there. We were just getting a bunch. And then, oh my God, the last 30 or 40 traps were horrible. And it's crazy because last time those were the traps that really did well. But I'm so thankful to have. I got my 3 buckets. So take a look at it. Here we go, baby. There are 3 buckets. I would say this would be somewhere, oh man, between 70 and 80 pounds, maybe 85. I'm not used to catching this much. It's hard for me to gauge. But man, what a day. Now I gotta go home. Boat's not gonna get clean today. We're gonna finish late. But I'll clean the boat tomorrow. I want to thank you for watching. If you missed last week's video, I'm going to tag it at the end of this one. And I will see you next week. Let's go.